Fantastic. Right. I am here today with Alison Lucas and Lizzie Bentley Bowers. We're part of the Practical Inspiration finalists for the Business Book Awards 2026 series. I keep saying it doesn't get any shorter, the more often I say that. That's what we're doing. I'm talking to all the authors of the 16 books that were shortlisted this year from Practical Inspiration, and it's such a joy. So Alison and Lizzie are the authors of Goodbye, Leading Change Better by Attending to Endings, which you can just see over Alison's shoulder, the lovely yellow book. There it is. Brilliant. So first of all, congratulations to both of you.
Thank you. You can see the smiles.
I know, how great is this? And then what I'm asking all the authors is, well, first of all, why did you write this book?
So I'll leap in first if that's all right. And the really simple answer is we saw a need. We saw a need. And we wanted to do more than describe it. We wanted to give people, leaders particularly, a way to meet the need, a way through it. But we're talking a long time ago that we first saw that need. We're talking 11 years ago that we first were talking about how we end with our coaching clients, the endings we were seeing come up with our clients. And the more we talked about it and the more we worked with our clients, the more need we saw. COVID came along. We saw an escalation in that need to be able to navigate endings in organizations well, for the individuals involved and for the organizations. It was a case, Alison, of the more we saw, the more we saw. And that's still the case. And a book was the way we thought we could reach people and support people. But Ali, you've got a lovely way of describing the need. I'm going to...
Well, I think that's lovely. I think there's something about the need, and then there's something about, once we started looking at it, that there was a gap. And Alison, we were in the PIP 10-day business challenge with you, and it really helped crystallise our thinking, because we ended up with love a Venn diagram. We ended up with a Venn diagram of 4 interlocking circles. Of leadership, change management, emotional agility and emotional intelligence, and loss and grief. And through the process that we went through with you, in the middle of that, there was this little gap, and it was called Goodbye. And we realised that there was absolutely nothing in there. So it was a need, and it was a need that was not being fulfilled by anything else. And that's what galvanised us to really get on with it.
And let's dig into that need a little bit more. Why does this matter?
You go first this time.
Yes, thank you, Lizzie. I think and there's an Alison and an Ali in it, and I keep on thinking, is that me or is that Alison? I think the original ambition when we wrote our article, which was back in COVID, was that we wanted to start a conversation. So there was nothing out there, and we wanted to get people talking about endings and offer something really practical that would work. And now, I can't believe we published a year into publishing, it's become a movement. You know, we joined a book club earlier on in the week. We have people stopping us and saying they're using the book. We've met fellow endings travellers. And so now it's gone from a conversation to a movement.
And I think, Alison, there's also why it matters now is why it's always going to matter, because endings in organisations aren't going to go away. We really believe that navigating them well is going to make a difference, but they're certainly not going away. And one of the really lovely illustrations we've had of the need is that people keep talking to us about and saying things to us like, oh, you know, you featured me in your book, or you had my story in your book. And quite often we're saying, no, we didn't. Because they
just recognise themselves.
Yeah, we didn't have the permission to do that. And actually your ending happened after we'd published it. So the need is definitely out there.
I remember when we were first talking about this book, and that the point you made about beginnings being based on endings just really stayed with me, and how invisible they are to so many people. You know, there's a sort of energy around beginnings that just sucks us in, and we focus on those. But if you don't pay attention to those endings, you know, people just get punch drunk, they get disillusioned, they get cynical, and you're querying the pitch for every new start you make.
That's absolutely right. And we've been increasingly talking about the ripple effect of how a poorly managed ending for somebody actually has an impact on so many different parts of the system. And I think we only need to look at what's happening with some of the tech giants over the last couple of weeks, where there's been some mass layoffs in a way that is less than human. And part of that need of bringing goodbye is to, we hope that organisations will actually increase their capacity and capability around this. And if they're not, there's really strong guidance in the book to help people do it individually. So even if the organisation is not looking after somebody for a goodbye, they can do their own work through, utilising the steps, which is a big driver for us.
Yeah, and individual managers can make such a difference, can't they, to people's experience at work?
Completely. Yeah. And the dream is that this becomes part of the leadership learning canon, the way that accountability is, and difficult conversations, and first 90 days, that's the dream. Meanwhile, people can do this for themselves. But what we really hope for the book and for the movement, we know that other books and other things are out there and will be coming, and we feel so thrilled to be at the start and the heart of it. But the dream is that, this just becomes standard practice, to pay more attention to this crucial part of well-being and performance and all of the energy that gets released by a good ending.
Yeah, amen to that. And in the meantime, I really want to know, when you found out that the book had been shortlisted, how did you react?
Well, so physically, I would say, so we couldn't be at the launch, sadly, but we were watching on live stream. We were very delighted that was a possibility. And I had a really physical reaction. So I was sat here and I stood up and I literally looked around. I was on my own, and I looked around for people to celebrate with, and then thought, and then immediately messaged Ali. Yeah, I was over the moon.
Where are the clapping crowds?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to clap for yourself. That's so funny, Lizzie. And I was about to have dinner, and immediately grabbed my phone and texted Lizzie and said, "Blimey!" I think blimey wasn't expecting that.
That's such a British reaction. Oh, blimey!
Blimey. Oh, blimey! I said, and then I think it was a Tuesday night, and then I think I turned to Phil and said, "I think I need a drink," which is also probably a very British reaction.
Sorry, I talked over you, Ali, there. But just to say, Alison, I think to share one of the reasons why we were so elated. I mean, it's always a wonderful thing to have your work validated, but we do really recognise that this is new and difficult territory. And so we were thrilled to be in the mix. But to have this nomination is not only a validation of the work, but I think it's an encouragement for people to do the work. And that is a real thrill for us. We feel really honoured, very validated, and very excited to have the nomination. It really has meant a lot, because we know that we have dipped our feet, ankles, knees into, and we're asking people to dip their toe into some challenging water. So it's really wonderful.
You're right. It's a sort of double validation. It's the book itself, which is excellent, but it's also the topic matters, and people need to sort of pay attention. Amazing. I can't wait to celebrate with you in September. Whatever happens on that night, it's going to be just amazing. So
yeah, and we will be there in person.
Fantastic. And thank you so much for your time today. It's been wonderful to kind of revisit the premise behind it and sort of reflect back over the journey for a whole year since it's been out. So congratulations again, and thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Alison. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.